tribe, welcome back to my channel. So a quick update before we go on. Those who have reached out to me for the past couple of weeks regarding private readings or introspective hypnosis, I'm still not doing it, but I promise whenever I do, I'm going to update my YouTube as well as my Instagram. If you need my Insta, it's down in the description box. Thank you for following me there, because on Instagram I can post slightly different stories than on YouTube. And yeah, so that's that, guys. I'm still on vacation, but I was really drawn to doing a reading for you. The topic will be, what are you being prepared for? I might include also a message from a spirit, so in each pile this can be a different spirit. We'll see what's going to come through, but I wanted you to be a part of piles. Okay, so I haven't shuffled the cards yet. I'm going to be shuffling on camera. I think that way it might be a bit easier for you to choose which group is yours. So I'm firstly starting with shuffling cards for pile number 1. Okay, sorry, 1 second, these cards are a bit mixed up. Pile number 1, what are you being prepared for? Okay, 2 cards want to come out. We'll keep it that way. Pile number 2. Pile number 2. Pile number 3. What are you being prepared for? Sorry if you can hear any sounds from the street. I'm currently in London. You know how it is here. And pile number 4. For pile number 4, I'm paying attention to 2 cards as well that want to come out. We're going to pull more cards on top, but I'm not going to pull all of them. I'm just going to pull from the Oracle deck, which is the Essential Oil Oracle cards, if anyone is going to be asking. I need to update my decks videos, the decks that I use. I'll do that, I think, whenever I come back home. Pile number 1. Okay, thank you. Pile number 2. What are you being prepared for? Pile number 3. And pile number 4. So I'm going to pull the rest of the cards whilst we are in piles, and I'll allow you to choose from these. So I'm going to lift the camera up and I'll show you all piles from above. So pile number 1 is here, 2, 3, and 4. If you need some more time, stop the video right here and I'll catch you in timestamps. Hey tribe, whoever has chosen pile number 1, let's see, what are you being prepared for? Okay, so let's start with this and we're going to pull more cards. Right. Ooh, you have emotions as well as journey. Very interesting already. And you have the acceptance card here. So the trigger statement says, I cannot trust anyone. The true statement says, everyone deserves my love. I open my heart to heal and release. It goes very well together with emotions. I open myself to the peace of divine love and grace. Okay, let's clarify the emotions card. There is a story behind this, that's for sure. Okay, let's see. I'm using the 𝒃𝒐𝒌 deck. What is going on here? I'm hearing there is going to be a moment where you will lay your emotions to rest. So whatever might have been intense for you in the recent past, you're making peace with it and you're on to a new journey. But let's see, what else is there? Let's clarify the emotions card. You have the King of Pentacles. Let me adjust the camera slightly for you guys so you can see all cards. You have the Hierophant. Whoever was in live chat, thank you so much. We did have an amazing chat with you guys. You were all very in sync, and what I'm seeing here, some people might have been in the chat, in the live stream, because these two cards came up. They kept coming up. Yep, and this one too, the Seven of Swords. So maybe, since we have the repetitive cards, maybe you want to go ahead and watch my last live. There might be something there for you. Only if you're drawn to, you don't have to. Let's clarify Seven of Swords. Yeah, and this card came up as well. Wow, you won. Okay, bottom of the deck we have the Devil, and it showed itself like this, and I felt it. I don't always read reversals, only when I'm drawn to. So what's happening here with the emotions card to start with, it seems like for a lot of you, you're being prepared for an emotional healing when it comes to a masculine energy in your life. But for some of you, it feels like you have already came over this situation. Maybe something that was said or something that was unfinished. It might have been painful, and now what you're being prepared for is a much more calming state. This is very connected either to your father figure, or someone, it doesn't have to be only father type of relationship, but that's how it feels like mostly for me, or someone who is quite secure in their life, and someone who has built quite a good, life for themselves. Now, for a couple of you, this might be connected to authorities, but maybe just for a couple. But what you're doing here, you're cutting something off in order for you to become a new self. So for some, this is definitely you healing part of yourself because you're healing a connection with someone. That's how it sounds like to me here. And this King of Swords, I'm not picking this up as someone else, I'm picking this up as this is you. Whatever you didn't want to see before, you see it now, and you're very clear about the next decisions that you are making. Let's clarify the Journey card. Let's see what is up there. Let's clarify the Journey card. You have the Five of Wands. Oh, you have the Hangman. You have the Four of Wands. Okay, there is a very straightforward message here. Bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. What you need to know, what you're being prepared for, that there might be a slight delay to some type of a trip, or for some of you, if it's not a delay, it might not be as you expected it, but it's going to happen for a reason. So let's say if you expected it to be something that is very magical, very fun, it probably is going to be very grounding and very peaceful. With the Hanged One here, okay? At first, there might be a bit of indecisiveness happening, or maybe some kind of conflict regarding this, but it's saying there is a need for that trip to come at the right time and the right place. Now, trip can be metaphorical, this can be emotional journey, this can be physical. It's going to be different for all of you, but the main message here, it's saying wherever you go, you're going to feel like home. That's what you're being prepared for. Wherever you go, you're going to feel like home. And for some of you, maybe that's something that you've been afraid of. If I go, or if I move forward, move on, will I find a place that feels like home? Now, that doesn't have to be an actual move, you know, from one place to another. But let's say if you're moving on from a person, will I feel like home somewhere else, right? With someone else. It's saying yes. It's going to be feeling more like home. It's going to be feeling much more peaceful, especially if you felt like you had to cut something off here for some time, or you felt like, I'm not sure about this, you know, it kind of feels off for me. It's very connected to someone's fear. What if I go? It's saying you're going to be more than fine. There will be a time of realization for you, and you're going to see the situation in the near future from a very different perspective than you saw it before, maybe in the very beginning of this whole journey. And that's going to allow you to find a place that feels like home. Okay, and it sits right beneath the calming card, which is the acceptance card, which says everyone deserves my love. So it seems like maybe for some of you, if you've been a little bit withdrawn, you're being put with the right people and the right time here. That's gonna feel very comfortable. What are you being prepared for? And I also want to say there is more rest coming through here. Left side of my shoulder, it feels tense in pile number 1. So if you felt like you couldn't give yourself that extra time, you're going to have more time for yourself. More time to rest, more time to contemplate, more time to just breathe in and breathe out. For some of you, there might be some type of celebration coming up here. Someone is coming up with an idea of celebration. So if you're about to plan something, you're going to have a great idea where to go, what to do. And everyone's going to enjoy it big time. Now, filter out messages. Which one is for you? Which one is for someone else? What are you being prepared for? We have the Page of Swords. You have the 9 of Wands. Three of Pentacles. Bottom of a deck. We have another Page of Wands. This talks about a time of wanting to learn and feeling like you want to be a part of a group. You want to be a part of the group, you want to collaborate, you want to talk to others, discuss things. This is very career and self-development focused. Let me learn about this, let me see what happens. This might require your strength and persistence here, but you can do it. You're definitely meeting people that are going to be seeing this project, this idea from a similar perspective. If you are looking for an additional person to help you out with something, that person is coming in, and whatever you're working on or whatever you're talking about, it doesn't have to be only work related, right? Whatever you're talking about, it has a very good potential in order to grow. I want to say you want to learn more what life has to offer. We have the 8 of Cups. Let's see, what is that about? You have the Ace of Swords and the Death. Okay, around the time of walking away, or just after you walk away, expect a period of rebirth. It's gonna come fast with the Ace of Swords here, aha moment, and then you're gonna realize that I have to go through this rebirth moment. I love this Death card in this deck. Let me show it to you from a close-up. See, so that is a representation of you. And you, pile number 1 seems like you are, this is either energetic or something's actually happening in your life where you feel like I'm a new me. I'm a new me. But before that, remember, there is something that you're cutting off. And you walk in your path, and across that path, you have a strong realization. And with that realization, very closely connected is your rebirth. Let's pull from Rebecca Campbell's deck and let's see, what can you expect? What are you being prepared for? What kind of energetic phase in your life? Okay, that one. You have the golden children, beautiful. Whoever is working with children, this is your confirmation from Spirit, you're doing great. One of these kids might be one of those golden children, right? Those who have a really good talent, rare gift, however you want to call it. It says inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. This is wonderful. Pay attention to the golden or orange colors. Maybe you're gonna suddenly want to wear it. We started with that type of colors here in the emotions card. It seems like you might explore your childhood a bit more, or you're gonna work on your inner child, and that's gonna be a very, very good time for that. If you've done this already, this is your pat on the back, definitely. Some of you need to know that you do have a child who has very strong gifts, very unique. So keep that in mind and just observe them, because they might say something or they may act certain way that's going to be quite genius. Okay. All right. What Spirit wants you to know about your energy now, please? What Spirit wants you to know about your energy now, please? I'm seeing a lot of balloons, so I don't know what that means to you. This can be translated in so many ways, right? We have I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. There is an apology coming through here. Either this is you who's apologizing or someone else. Someone is putting their walls down. Strong pile. It seems like you're being prepared for some kind of ancestral work, or you've done this already and everything is gonna start moving pretty fast afterwards for you. See, what I'm paying attention to the most in this card is seems like the spirits of the people right behind this woman here. And what's happening, since this woman is facing herself in a way, right? It's kind of a mirroring card. And looking at what it is and her traumas maybe, or what it is that she used to struggle with or still does, she's doing the healing. And when she's doing the healing, the Spirit is very present. So maybe you have noticed that already. Let's pull one card, and it's just gonna be purely Spirit related. What does Spirit want you to know? Okay, this is beautiful. Expect a new phase, that's for sure. It's almost like it's being given to you. You see, with that dragon over here, maybe a symbol of dragon is important for some of you. Soon enough, you will be gifted a I don't want to say a new chapter, but a fresh extra energy, or more grounded way of feeling, and feeling of hope. Whoever has felt like you've lost hope, because we started with this card here, and what I paid attention to the most is this woman over here. She's like, damn it. But see, the dragon is right in the corner here. And when the time is right, that dragon, meaning Spirit, is going to give you that heart. And that heart is a representation of something that is quite precious for you, and you're going to be cherishing it. First, we have rebirth, right? And there's almost like I'm seeing you working through something. What I'm also paying attention to is we have the sword over here, right? We have the Page of Swords. Looking at his sword, you're learning something for sure about yourself or in your life. How do I use it? How do I go about this? Let me learn about this. And then once you've mastered kind of it, that's how the way I see it here, okay, intuitively. You're like, I know I got this now. I know how to use it. And with that, I have a completely different idea, or I have an aha moment. And now it's my time to change. So this change is very connected to you. I don't feel like it's very much outside of you. It's connected to you and your own growth. And once you learn how to master this sword, that's when a new tool will be given to you. Okay? I hope this made sense. That was quite an interesting reading for you, pile number 1. And thank you for joining me, tribe. Love you as always. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey tribe, whoever has chosen pile number 2, let's see what I'm being prepared for. Let's start with these cards and we will see what's next. You have the counselor card. And you have the anchor card. So the trigger statement says, I am not ready for what comes next. And the true statement says, I take it one step at a time. Message, although things are shifting so quickly, be present and know this is part of a greater plan. So the anchor is being placed in your life in the future, or maybe right now. You're all in different time frames for a reason. As you know, all you need to do is take one step at a time, right? Don't forget when to take a moment for yourself. Don't forget to take a moment for yourself, and don't compare. When it comes to timing, it seems like for you, and I know a lot of people struggle with that, patience is going to be the key for you. If you are a counselor of some sort yourself, you may expect, you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing someone walking in a very long, very big field and dropping some seeds. But it's only one person and the field is really, really big. This person will need time in order for those seeds to grow. So what you need to know and what you're being prepared for is the time of harvesting the fruit of labor. But with the anchor, it's saying slow and steady wins the race, right? So if you rushed, you wouldn't be able to see half probably of your harvesting fruits in the future, because you would do something incorrectly or you would miss something. It's saying right now, and especially in the future, will be a time where just being as much in the present moment and not multi-managing the universe, God, source, whatever you believe in, is going to be the best thing. There is a time and phase in your life that's going to feel very steady, and I'd say you have a strong connection with water and ocean, but there's something much deeper behind that. Let me see. Let me close my eyes and see. You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing a dark, mysterious ocean in the evening time, but I'm looking at it from the bottom, underneath water. And there's so much happening beneath the surface. So it seems like you're being prepared for that phase in your life where you're gonna start seeing even more and more beneath the surface, and you're digging so much deeper. If you are in need of a counselor, you're coming across a really good one for you. You're gonna be vibing. This person will have everything that you need in order to help you out. Let's continue. So let's clarify the... Now I want to pull one more card from the Dreams of Gaia deck. Let me pull one more. What are you being prepared for? See? More water. Beautiful. And it seems like she has some type of control over water. She's playing with it. She's being very gentle. So what is it that water means for you? Obviously, you know it means emotions, but for me there is a bigger story to than just emotions. There is something connected to water that you might be doing in the future. Maybe you are learning how to deal with people's emotions better, or your own, but it feels like there's some type of mission connected to that water, right? And whatever representation, whatever word, when I said water, ocean, whatever word you heard in your head first, or whatever you felt about it, the first instinct, I want to say. And again, we have as you can see, the turtle over here. The turtles are not very fast, and you have the steadying card here. So what you need to know is that you're becoming much more patient than maybe you were in the past. Let's take a look at this. By the way, this is 10 of Cups, right? So complete emotional fulfillment. Your heart's happy. But let's see why. What is happening? What are you being prepared for? Very peaceful, very peaceful. Look, the High Priestess is here. The High Priestess can see what's happening beneath the surface, right? So you are my intuitive pile, you are my spiritual people, that's for sure. If that's something that you've been thinking about doing in your life, some kind of spiritual practice, this is great. If you are doing this already, this is very connected to your mission, to your work. It's saying you will reap a lot of rewards from what you already gave to people and what kind of impact that you made. So you're being prepared for those fruits of labor, right? If there was uncertainty, everything is going to come to light. Nothing is being hidden from your eyes, as well as your intuition. I want to say for some of you, you might be taking a trip now. You're gonna have a very influential person in your life, someone that you look up to or other people do. Now this can be a boss type of energy, someone who has that boss energy about them. Maybe someone who has their own business, or they're quite high up, quite respected in their work. And I want to say the way this feels like, someone might turn for your advice, someone whom you would think to put on a pedestal, but they might be putting you on a pedestal, and vice versa. I don't want to say that it's going to be the same scenario for all of you. This can be vice versa. And you're going to be like, really? So someone important in your eyes is going to ask for your advice. You have the Three of Wands. Yeah, this might be connected to some kind of a trip, the future trip. So you might be preparing for a trip. The ships will come in soon. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You have beautiful energy here. A very abundant pile overall. And you already discovered that patience is the key. Patience and consistency. So if you've been inconsistent before and if you struggle with that, this is saying this is going to change in the future, okay? And look, she already reaped her fruits of labor. Look at her. She's like, yep, vibing. Look at me, how I'm dressed. Look what I have. But she did everything by heart, and that's why she has what she has now. So you're being prepared for a moment of abundance. That is for sure pile number 2. And let's see, what is this ending connected to? Okay, you're approaching your stability or your finances or your work a little bit differently. Whatever was strangling you, or you felt like you've been strangled before, you are ending this. And you're deciding to see it from a bit of a different perspective. Something that felt like, oh, I can't go on, or I don't want to do this, is going to be switched, or is going to be replaced with something else. A struggle is done and over with. Yeah, and again, planning a trip, that's for sure. Choosing where to go for some of you. Planning a trip, choosing where to go, right? It seems like you are waiting for something, but for some of you, this is not conscious just yet. It's still in your subconscious. That sounds weird, I know. Tell us more about this trip. 5 of Pentacles. Tell us more about this trip. Maybe it's connected to helping others somehow, or those who don't have as much. Or you're going to come across a situation like that, even if you don't plan it this way. And 9 of Cups is here. Yeah, definitely. In that trip, unexpectedly I'm seeing, because the way you see that trip is going to be a bit different. And I don't want to ruin the surprise factor for all of you, because it has to be hidden in a way, I'm feeling. But what you need to know, that some kind of a wish will come true right during that trip, or soon afterwards when you come back wherever you traveled from. And during that trip. Now, it can be a physical journey, right? For some of you, it can be emotional. Apply messages and kind of translate it in your head. But you are fully in your power, and you have a lot of motivation, drive, and those who are struggling with self-worth, this is not going to be a struggle anymore. Bottom of the deck, you have 7 of Pentacles. Here you go, fruit of labor, right? Waiting for those pentacles to grow. And this can be connected to maybe working with someone else. There is a group of people that I'm seeing who might be influential for you in the future. And one of those people might seem at first unexperienced or younger than you, but this is someone who has a lot of potential and they don't show everything that they know. It seems like, they definitely don't show everything that they know. The more you talk to this person, the more you realize what they're capable of. So what you're being prepared for is also a connection or conversation with this person. And you might even think about something doing together with this person. This is definitely someone who is from either your past life, you knew each other before, or in this life it feels like you've known them. And it's because you have a close soul connection, or maybe you have something similar that you want to do in life. This might be someone who's coming back from your past, but mostly this feels to me a familiarity on a spiritual level. And you have the Wheel of Fortune following here, which is amazing, right? So some kind of connection is going to, I want to say, be almost like a trigger, but a good trigger for a soul's evolution. What a pile. Okay, let me have a sip of water and let's continue. I'm gonna tune in after I do that and see what Spirit wants to say. All right. Okay, this is very connected to your third eye. I'd say the next couple of weeks or so, remember everyone's timing is a bit different. You might get visitations. Spirit visitations. For a lot of you, you will know exactly who this is because it feels like an ancestor. Someone who passed away quite recently. So I'd say recently for me is the past 5 years. And the way that I'm seeing them smiling. So whoever this is definitely someone who would come through in order to give you a big pat on the back. You're doing well. You're doing well. This person, either they have definitely passed away when they were over 40, 45. But for some of you, I'm seeing a tiny, tiny human. So I'm sorry if you have gone through this, but if you had a miscarriage or an abortion, or you've lost a baby, I don't know, for mothers, right? Some even grown-up kids are babies, but if you lost a child, you might get a visitation too. And if there is guilt connected to this, what you need to know is that it's okay. Because the feeling that the Spirit is giving me, can you tell them that it's okay what has happened? I'm okay. It's not your fault. I keep hearing that very strongly. And it's almost like making me feel emotional, but the emotions that I'm picking up are from you. This scenario, this message is definitely not for all of you, but truly hope whoever is meant to hear this will come across this pile. All right, let's see what you are leaving behind or healing. What are you leaving behind or healing? We have Maximus. It says, how can you feed others when your own table is empty? So for a lot of you, you already know what this means. What you're leaving behind is every time you used to put yourself in the back seat and put everyone in the first seat and you would forget about yourself. This is changing. You're not doing this anymore. You are becoming much more balanced. Okay, what is my priority right now? I have a massive heart. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to leave myself last, right? Because the more you give to yourself, the more, as you know, you can give to others. And it seems like you're going to be deciding what you need to do, what's your priority, and then you're being able, you have more energy for other people that you want to help. Especially if you are a counselor, spiritual counselor, right, or a psychologist, or whatever field you work in that has this counselor's aspect to it. You are learning how to charge yourself first and then go from there. So this was a very beautiful and really deep reading. I truly hope this made sense. Tribe, love you as always. Thank you for coming back. I'll catch you next time. Hey pile number 3 people, so let's see, what are you being prepared for? We're gonna start with these and we're gonna see what else. So whoever is gonna be asking, this is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and this is Essential Oil Oracle cards. So you have the Queen of Air and you have the Expel card, which trigger statement says I'm being invaded, and true statement is I am pure. As you align with the frequency of peace, the invasions from outside yourself and dissonance within are neutralized. Okay, so this is very in tune. What you're being prepared for is the truth speaking. If you have struggled with your throat chakra, especially in particular with someone specific in your life, you're going to be, the way you'll speak, the way you express yourself is going to be I want to say very intellectual, very smart, and very wise. So overall, what I'm sensing here, there is going to be that phase in your life where you're gonna notice how your words of wisdom impact other people. And you're very neutral when it comes to external influences, which is nice to see. No invasions will be invasions for you, because, you know, in order for us to be influenced by someone or triggered by someone, we have to allow this to happen to start with. So it seems like you have full control of how you're feeling within yourself. I just want to say for a couple of you, do not close your heart off completely. I know it might be difficult if you have gone through something sad in your life, but this is just for a couple of you I'm seeing. So the way you speak and the way you express yourself, it's going to be improving. If you wanted to work on your oration skills, this is going to be awesome. If you are planning to write a book or you're doing that already, the words will flow, this is saying, okay? You're being prepared for this moment of almost like I'm seeing a channeled energy, channeled wisdom, channeled information that you're going to be speaking out. Awesome. Strong pile 3. Okay, what are you being prepared for? I'm using the Super Lunaris deck. You have the Ten of Swords. Let's clarify what this is about, and let me adjust the camera slightly for you. If you had any issues with your specifically back or your health overall, this is going to be improving for you. But let's see. You have the Ace of Wands came up reversed, and I felt it reversed. I don't always read reverses, but here it seems like, because you're not going to be rushing as much, or you're not going to be seeing situations in only black and white terms, you're going to be much more grounded when filtering out certain, I want to say, information that is being thrown your way. What are you being prepared for? For some of you, this Eight of Wands has a completely different message, so let's tune into you guys. You're definitely getting a message from someone here, but let's tune into this. Let's say a little bit more. I'm hearing, what a beautiful discovery. What a beautiful discovery. Discovery, look at this, right? You onto some kind of track of inspiration as well as exploration. Something is gonna help you to make up your mind if you felt like you are uncertain about something in your life. In particular, this can be connected to a trip or an offer of some sorts. You have the Five of Swords. What are you being prepared for? You have the King of Cups. This is an interesting combo. Bottom of a deck. Remember how I started seeing things in black and white terms? You are seeing everything in your life from almost like 360. There might be conflicts that might be thrown your way on purpose, because for a lot of you, you got to work on the way that you express yourself. That's happening for you, not to you. I know it might be difficult for people to take that message, but since we have the Five of Swords and the King of Cups, what that means to me here, it's saying whatever you say, especially when it comes to conflict or discussion of some sorts, speak from your heart. You're always gonna win. It's not about winning, right? But it's about you winning in front of yourself, you know, how you speak and what you say. Where maybe before you didn't have enough patience with certain situations, especially BS. This is my pile who can't tolerate that. Or lies, right? And maybe you are very sensitive to that because maybe you saw that somewhere in your past related to someone else. And what you're learning here is, how do I express myself when it comes to difficult situations in life? And you becoming much more patient, not only with yourself, but with other people too. Interestingly enough, for all three piles, there was a message, but it came through in different forms, if I can put it that way, about patience. What are you being prepared for? Yeah, a time of success. I talked about winning. You have the Six of Wands, which is all about winning. Now, I'd say for a lot of you, there's a lot of people will want your attention. You are quite visible in your circle. You are, I'm almost seeing people seeking for your advice of what you have to say and what you're doing. You appreciate yourself much more than before. Maybe before you used to just brush it off. Yeah, no, I've done well. But you're going to take some time to celebrate this. For a couple of you, you'll have much better boundaries than you did before with people in your life. Let's tune into the success that you're being prepared for. Ace of Pence. Okay, two more cards want to come up. Yep. Queen of Pentacles is here as well as the Ten of Cups. Why are you watching this? But thank you for watching. Okay, listen. Oh, this is sweet. You're being prepared for an offer, that's for sure. An offer, this can be any offer. This can be romantic, this can be work, and some kind of a project. But whatever this is, it seems like you have it with you already. So it might be in your mind, or you are doing this in your life, and it's going to be noticed by many more people. And that's going to allow you somehow, whatever you do in your mission, in your career, in your life, it has a very straightforward influence, impact on your emotions and on your happiness. And also a direct impact on your family life. So what you're being prepared for, at first there is some kind of a trigger that's going to be thrown your way for a reason, that's going to help you to speak a bit differently or express yourself differently, better than ever before, that somehow will be useful in your endeavors, and those endeavors will start, upgrading, okay? Projects upgrading, works upgrading, and that has a direct impact on your emotional well-being as well as family members. So maybe you're helping your family, maybe you are helping your children, maybe you are a provider. You're very in tune with the stars, God, whatever you believe in. And when I said that, you know what showed itself? the High Priestess. So you know this. And bottom of the deck, we have the Magician, right? You know this. Okay, what are you being prepared for? It seems like there are no more messages for you guys, because you got this. I'd say all you need advice for is that time when you're gonna be triggered by someone. But just remember, yes, you are allowed to feel angry, upset, chaotic. This is all valid. But give yourself extra time to reply. I'm talking about that initial trigger, because the next day or so you're going to be like, aha, I know exactly why I needed this. I know exactly why I had to face this, because this is going to help me with something else. I want to say, what is the advice for pile number 3 right now? Any more advice? Magician showed up again. So all you need to know is that you got this. You have a special talent, ability of some sorts that is asking for your attention right now. If you are fully focused on that now, it's saying good job, pat on the back. Let's pull one more message for you from the Essential Oil Oracle cards. What else do you need to know? What's gonna be happening? You have cilantro. The name of the card says letting go. Trigger statement, this is not the way it's supposed to be. True statement, I am free. Lift up your burdens and allow the divine to free you from them. Allow yourself to be cleansed of anything that is weighting you down, which you will. It has been weighting you down in the past, but it won't anymore. So good stuff, pile number 3. Tribe, thanks so much for coming back. Love you as always. I'll catch you soon. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 4 people. So let's see what we have for you. What are you being prepared for? 8 of Swords. You have the 3 of Wands. So this is going to be an interesting story already. And you have Faith. So the trigger statement of this card says, why does this always happen to me? And the true statement says, I am at peace. Know that everything will work out as it needs to, and hold a space of gratitude as you watch the miracles unfold. Gratitude. You're stepping into a phase of gratitude. Before, maybe you were a little bit too stuck in your own headspace, or in a particular situation. I'm seeing a loop, going on a loop. And some thoughts of yours might have hurt yourself, right? You were sometimes... You didn't allow, I feel like for pile number 4, maybe in the past, you didn't allow yourself to feel fully happy. There is a bit of that self-sabotage energy here, which I want to say not everything is as bad as it might be made. And I think for you guys, what you're deciding to do is to walk away from that energy. I don't need this anymore. I recognize it. Let's move on. Maybe it's connected to someone else or a particular situation in your life where you kept overthinking as the same spot you kept running around in, right? And what you're doing now is you're walking away onto some kind of new venture, which will allow you to feel at peace. Great stuff. Let's see. Let's dig a bit deeper into this. Let's clarify the 8 of Swords here. I keep hearing you had to go through this stage of that loop stage, running in circles, because there was something that, and I'm getting 2 things that you had to learn from this. For all of you, this is going to be different, so I'm not going to start mentioning every possible situation or lesson. Let's see. Yeah, it's a lot to do with I'm alone, I don't have enough, or I'm left out, which isn't true. Right? Trigger statement is, why does this always happen to me? There's always a lesson behind anything that happens to us. And I know it might be difficult at first to see it that way once you're going through this, but it's in your power to decide how long you want to be in that phase in your life, or if you for example, see money certain way, right? Money is evil, for example, or self-sabotage in any kind of scenario in your life. Would it be love? Would it be finances? Would it be loneliness? I'm always alone, right? This is saying this is not actually true. We want you to get out there, and that's what's going to be happening in the future, to get out there and explore a little bit more so you can see what the world has to offer. We are waiting for you, I'm hearing. Okay, well, you are. Let's see. You have the Lovers. Are you being prepared for? You have the Two of Pentacles. You have the Ten of Swords. An intense phase of your life. It might have happened for some of you already. Some of you will be going through this. You're on different time frames slightly. But an intense period in your life where you may be lost between two paths, or you don't know what to do next, is going to be over and done with. Okay, it might not be comfortable with Ten of Swords here, but this is part of what is needed in order for you to set yourself free. How will that freedom look like for you guys? Let's see. That came out reversed, but I'm going to put it upright. You dig in much deeper into your headspace here, and you're realizing what it is that's been holding you back. You see the rainbow in this person's head? I like this Nine of Swords in this deck more than most of the other decks. It reminds me of a time where someone finally starts seeing the light, or is coming out of that difficult mental state. Some of you, if you had problems sleeping, you're going to find your ways about it. See? Clarity. Clarity is coming through definitely with the Sun card. You know, Sun card is all about happiness, but in this case, I'm feeling clarity. You know exactly what's the next step. You know where to go, and after a difficult phase in your life, you finally starting to see the light. I told you, we have the Sun, right? There's forgiveness happening. For some of you, you're forgiving someone else. For some of you, you are forgiving yourself for causing yourself so much trouble in your own headspace in the past. This is actually, I think I mentioned that for a reason. You know, sometimes when we say something to someone that we didn't mean or we didn't want to say because it felt a little bit tough or insulting in some way or offensive, we tend to apologize to people, but how often do we apologize ourselves for what we thought of ourselves, what we said to ourselves that wasn't particularly nice? So maybe that's something that you're going to be using in your own practice in the future. The Emperor, yeah, you're finding structure, balance in your life, and you are becoming your own boss. You are your own motivator. You are your own engine, I want to say. Some of you who have very responsible jobs, if you high up, and if you struggle sometimes to get to sleep, expect a phase of happiness, and your body feels much lighter than ever before. Okay, look what fell out. I'm gonna take all of them. Four of Cups reversed, coming out of that state where you're like, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. You finally stepping out of this, whatever is being offered to you as advice, or maybe whatever is being offered to you in life, but you just don't see it. You're like, no, now I see why this was happening to me that way, what I had to learn from this situation. The Wheel of Fortune is upright. Your fortune is turning. This is divine intervention here, and also we have justice here as well, right? Divine intervention for sure, right? Things are gonna very swiftly change for you. You want it or not, it might not be comfortable. It's gonna change in order for you to start, I want to say, it almost feels like for some of you, you were not able to see the next step or the next decision. What do I need to do for some time? Maybe you were disconnected from your intuition, or and you know what happens when you keep running in circles in your headspace. This is very mental, so you do tend to disconnect from your intuition, because intuition works through body, as I like to say it. And for you guys, There is the connection to the moon here as well. It's, oof, this is written. Okay, let's dig into this a bit more. This is written for you. Yep, new idea. Aha moment. I have much more choices than I thought that I did, right? Finally seeing the options that you have in your life. Awesome. And you are being able to discern what was the illusion and what's the reality. That came out reversed. 8 of Swords twice. And why you've been feeling this way. You know, people need time to heal. People need time to come out of the difficult mental states, right? I want to say, I don't know why I'm hearing a downward spiral, and I can relate to that fully. People need time, so it's not about rushing. It feels like for a lot of you, it's almost like something will hit you out of the clear sky and you're gonna be like, whoa, you know, almost like a wake-up call. Okay, what is here? And you have the 6 of Wands. You're overcoming some type of battle. So you're being prepared for success when it comes to overcoming some type of a struggle. And it seems like you guys, maybe you have your own stuff going on and you're also trying to help other people. You are juggling. You might be quite busy. So what you're gonna be doing, it feels like you're gonna be taking some time to think things through. And that extra time will be very needed for you. I do feel like for pile number 4, time off would be very beneficial for you. Because some of you are exhausted or where, right? You're in different time frames. Let's talk about what this success is about. I want to see a bit more about your heartbreak or disappointment in the past. I couldn't see, I didn't know that it's going to end up this way. Healing your heart space and you're finding your way back to yourself. But for some of you, this is a reconnection, bonding time with someone else. Let's see who this is. With the source, God, universe, whatever you believe in. Told you, it's going to hit you out of nowhere, right? Aha moment. Now I see. Now I know where to go. It's time to upgrade. It's time to upgrade. Let's pull a card from the Rebecca Campbell's deck, because I feel like this is very spiritual, and this is what this lesson feels big. It's very emotional, it's very mental, it's also energetic, it's all in one. Okay, what kind of energetic phase are you being prepared for? Pile number 4. Deep cellular healing, yes, sure. Since it's reversed, I'm feeling reversals for pile number 4. It feels like for some of you this healing has started already. And remember how we had the 3 of Swords, which is all about heart space? It seems like she's healing her heart. Physical and emotional healing, nice. And maybe that's why I told you, some time off would be beneficial, obviously, if you can. Pile number 4, around the time when you are feeling this. What are you being prepared for? What kind of energy you're stepping into? You have the 7 Star Sisters, birthing, creations, tapestry of life, expression. Strong feminine energy around you. Feels like you have a very strong support from a female or females in your life whom you can somehow create with. Now, it doesn't have to be an actual project. It can be, some kind of realization that you come about, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's great. Thank you for your support. For some of you, there is something creative that you might be birthing. Okay, one more. Energetic. And you have star brothers. So you have sisters and brothers. What you need to know is that we all one, and you're not alone. And you have Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. You definitely have a very protective circle around you. And remember how we talked about, I don't feel like I have enough options, or I don't feel like I can see those options or way out. What you need to know is that there's going to be a lot of people who will want to help you out and who will give you a very good exchange of energy. A very strong circle, a strong tribe, I want to say, that you can completely trust. And you need to also know that you're protected along the way, whoever needs to hear that, because sometimes you might be feeling that you're on your own doing the healing, but truly there are a lot of spirits behind you that you don't see, that are present whenever this healing is taking place. Okay? What an interesting story. I hope this was useful or insightful for pile number 4. Tribe, thank you for coming back. Love you as always. I'll catch you soon.